quick, so I act like I'm going to get some ass, and he get on top, and I flip him. I get him on the floor, and shit, I'm choking him out. But he get away, he get loose, and he say, he go to the back, and he square up again, he say, are you through? I'm reluctant. I say, yeah, I'm through. So we go to the table, and he on the side of me, so I winked at him, grabbed this pencil, number 2 pencil, and stabbed him dead in his eyeball. And the bitch rolled out like this, and we go down like this, beat him with his pipe and shit all in his fucking head. And then I say, nigga, I take the skippy cord, and I put it in the toilet stool, and the toilet stool bubbling. And I say, bitch ass nigga, you got 2 choices how you can die. I say, you can either die with your feet in that toilet stool, you can put your feet in that toilet stool and get electrocuted, or you can let me finish beating your ass with this steel pipe, because either way you're gonna die. And so niggas say, beat me with the pipe. So I said, cool, no problem. I get the beating again with the pipe, boom, boom. He said, I put my feet in the toilet stool. So I said, come on. So the bitch gets to walking through the toilet stool. He get there at the toilet stool, he got like I'm playing with it. So I said, bitch, I ain't playing with you. I'm beating on his head. And so the nigga stuck his feet in there, and boom, all the electricity go out, and he fall on the floor, and he out and shit. But I ain't satisfied to see, because I'm still weak, so I take the damn pipe and continue to beat his ass. Boom, boom, I'm murdering this bitch. And so I go to sleep, bitches come in my room, the next morning, they see this whole ass on the floor, and they say, Matthew, I said, man, kiss my ass. The fuck you asked me what I do this bitch ass motherfucker for? I said, you hoes shouldn't put him in my cell. Fuck you and get this bitch out of here. And so to get the clown out of that shit, I don't know if this nigga died or not. I hope he's dead. If he's still alive, he just, barely survived that ass whooping.
Big O Pat.
This lady, nurse, she checked my shit out, man. She put her hands all on my dick and shit, so I'm like, wow. She checked me out and crap, and so much she could swing on in the face and shit. She's like, I've never seen my swing like that before. And I'm looking at her like, man, this is mind-blowing shit. I ain't no experience, no nurse shit like this, right? So, I always remember, I said, damn, man, I should have tried to hit her and shit, cause she was like, really about this shit. So anyway, I ended up going to Edie. Edie was a crummy spot, cause Edie was cool, but, it ended up,
what states were they?
Edie was in Nevada. And, Edie was in Nevada and shit, and, I got into some fights there and shit, and, I don't really want to get into, I go into details, but, at a later time, what I feel that everything is, how can I say it's more group, we grouped in as one, and then we can talk about certain things like that. But Edie was out of a spot once again, that lame ass in Kweisi Jones had that, put together against me too.
They make you go to parole board in Ohio though when you out of state, huh? Or you have to go through teleconference or something?
Yeah, you gotta go through teleconference in Nevada, so I could never get a parole there and shit. Because they thought I wasn't ready and shit. So I ended up going to OCCC and I couldn't get one there either. For the same reason they felt that, I haven't served enough time yet, and I never really, understood, the things, surrounding my case and shit. So I ended up going to Bridgewater and same thing there. So I went to Massachusetts. First I went to Nevada, then I went to Massachusetts, and I could never get into sports and shit. I played sports, but I could never work out again like I wanted to. But I got the idiot. I was doing 500 push-ups a set, and I was in Nevada. I was doing 100 pull-ups, 50 dips like man shit. And the dude Kweisi Jones got jealous, and he said I was showing out for the white men. I was being the white man's house nigga or something, But he don't know I'm European. I'm European too, so I'm a white man anyway, so I can never be a white man anything, because I am a white man. And so I found that a big joke. And so he stopped me from doing push-ups. And he used air. And he used chemicals on me. Right now he uses air and chemicals on me everywhere I go. And so it's hard for me to do anything, because this clown, he got him in for me real bad and shit. So
where did they finally parole you from?
They paroled me from from Ohio, man. They were paroled in Ohio.
You came back to Ohio before they paroled you?
Yep, I came back to Ohio, and Ohio was a good experience that I got there warned, and to the company because the young guys were warned, they really, liked me and shit I could see, and they sponged your line and cut in front of me and shit, and I don't say that to them. Sometimes they even move me a little bit back out the way, and they look at me and they say, "Oh, gee, you all right?" I said, "Man, I don't care, man. I just do the same thing to old punk ass niggas like me, right?" I said, that's how we used to do it, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all ain't doing nothing wrong, man. That's how y'all supposed to do it, this shit, right? See a young ass, old ass, punk ass nigga, get the bitch ass out the way, right? So, the young niggas started liking me because they seen that, I kept it real, that, it's their day, and my time was, in the 80s and the 90s and shit. And it's the 2000s, so I'm not trying to get them young niggas' way, so if they want to show, that they run this motherfucker, there it is. I'm going to step to the side, right? I'm not trying to get in their way at all and shit, so it was a hell of an experience just being around them, seeing them do their thing and shit, because it put me, in memory of how I was coming up, and it's good to see that, young niggas still would like to have that unity and shit, called, that's what it's about, being unified. Sometimes we do bang with other groups and shit, but, if we don't have someone to contest against, then how we going to develop ourselves as men anyway? Sometimes we got to measure ourselves against other men, become better men, and then once we become better men, then we can associate with the other side of us, because then we realize that they like us, and then we can squash all our differences, and we can come together and realize our differences ain't that different than from what we are, because we all do the same thing, we just wear a different color. And so now we have respect for each other's neighborhood and territory, and we don't infringe upon each other's turf. And then this silly ass beast that would start over some dumb ass shit like he wearing a red shirt and I wearing a blue shirt in the wrong neighborhood, that would cease. Only time something would jump off if dude would come in our neighborhood and do something that he wasn't supposed to do, like, he might jump on one of our sisters, or he might rob one of the dudes for their drugs or something like that. Then that's a violation. Or he might hit a dude for no reason, then that's a violation. And so now we go to see, can we get permission, to do what we got to do, do whatever that, the order is, that's what, take place. So if the order say he killed this dude without nobody's permission, simply because, he heard this and he heard that, but he had no reason and he didn't get permission to do it, now the hit is on him. He get killed because he took a life without permission and shit, and that's a violation of the rules and shit. That we govern ourselves by as being organized gangs and shit. But right now, I see that guys striving to put the shit back together like it should be, because if it gets put back together like it should be, then we have a more prosperous experiences here in these communities of color, whether we be white, black, yellow, green, but low income community. I mean, because what goes on, we gonna sell drugs anyway, and we gonna hustle. But when we got it in a way, in a fashion where we realize that this product got to be made, into clean money. And so now we take this money, we call it loot, and we start putting it into cleaners and to paint shops, garages. Now we got, business set up where we can employ our own kind, meaning that if he's white in our community, if he's black in our community, if he's yellow in our community, he have a job to go to. Now we stopping this cycle of criminality. Now we're developing a cycle of entrepreneurs and business people. And now we got places where we can fund our own schools and fund our own, our own recreational centers and stuff like that. I mean, it's a harsh way to go, but sometimes you got to do this here to get to where you want to go to. You got to work with what you got. But the thing about it is, you got to be able to see that there's not really too much difference between us, besides you wearing red and I'm wearing blue. And when we can come together and respect that and stop the killing and unnecessary violence that happens between us, then we can have peace, because peace means that we can walk safely up and down the street. And when people feel safe, people want to come through your environment. But if they don't feel safe, people ain't gonna come through, and people in your environment ain't gonna come through. So they're gonna go here to spend their money. They're gonna travel way outside the neighborhood to spend their money with some place. Some people they feel safe spending their money with. Now, if you make your neighborhood feel safe here, they'll buy your product, and then they go to your store and buy your motherfucking food and buy blah blah blah, buy your clothes and whatnot, and then they be putting that money right back into the chest, to the treasure chest right here.
No doubt.
And so that's what, you know, how it used to be. You know, they had the Somethings and the Hugheses and all that, and these guys around here, they played it like that. TCs and the Russells them, but you know, they started taking the heads down, and once they took the heads down, you know, the body collapsed.
Yeah.
And then after the body was really us, and here was them. That was the business center, and the business centers was them, because that's where they would put their money at, right back in the community. And we had jobs where we can go to work at. But now it's not like that. We don't have no jobs, because we ain't turning dirty money clean.
Yeah.
And they turn dirty money clean everywhere you go. You won't find dirty money being turned clean.
Yeah, I know it had to be totally different out here now after
Yeah.
32 years. So how has been coming back out here to society after the 32 years?
Exactly what I'm saying. Excuse me, go ahead, bro.
The adjustments.
My adjustments here, since I've been here 32 years, it's been locked down, there's virus shit, so I can't really pinpoint how shit might have been before the virus. But from what I see, you know, I see the Arabs doing it. You know, I'm Arab too. I see they doing a lot of help out in the communities and stuff. That's good, man. They, you know, they got movies and they building houses, and them the hustlers and the players. The idea then was to come up on a lick, but still, when they organized, it was to pull their community out of the gutters and bring them up to, you know, livable status, where they would be a place of business and interest where other people come into and spend their dollars with us and shit, or whoever we may be. But I don't see that mindset there no more. I don't see people want to, you know, younger guys, you know, even if they're gangs, the gangs have that mentality too, where they just want to build back up their communities and make it, you know, a viable place where people want to come into and spend their dollars at. Because these communities, it's unique in culture, believe it or not, and they always got something to sell, and that's their culture. Because people like the slang, they like the poetry, and they like the karaoke singing and stuff. But if, you know, if you don't got them places in your community where people can come in and visit, then you missing out on opportunities where you can draw dollars into your society. But they would have your poetry and your karaoke in their community, and they have you coming there and you'll be singing and you'll be reciting your poetry, which is unique to them. But you won't have you won't retain your cultural dollars that you make off your culture in your community, because you're not doing it there, because they're not putting safe to come there and experience it and love, you know, to exchange the money that with you, like you know, giving them, you know, your cultural experience. And I said they had, like in Harlem, you know, the Japanese jazz, you know, stuff like that, and Renaissance, yeah, and that's, you know, it's always good to be able to, you know, have those things right here in the heart of your city, which would be 55th, 105, Pier, all that stuff. But it takes the young black brother, even if he's in the gang, back then we seen this and we kept it going. But now, you know, guys don't have that interest, because you have clowns like Quincy Jones.
All right, y'all, that's Kweisi Mugabe.
Yeah, I mean, you had clowns like Quincy Jones.